Yeah.
Sources, the Raiders and Pete Carroll are aiming to work out an agreement to make him their new head coach. The two sides are in talks. No deal yet. Shapes up as an intriguing day in Las Vegas. Wow. Tom Brady, once again, going to be Pete Carroll's boss. Unbelievable. That's quite the. I'm shocked. I did not see it going down that way.
I'm shocked, and you all listening right now, I
I'm
wonder
a little surprised.
if you are shocked. Why are you shocked? I'll tell you why I'm shocked.
I'm shocked.
You tell me why you're
I
shocked.
honestly didn't think Pete was ever going to coach again. Like, I really, truly believed that once Pete got a sense of what the world was like not coaching, he's just such a renaissance man and so interested in so many other parts of life that he would never want to do it again. Like, at his age, he'd just be like, look, I'm done. I had a great run, unbelievable, Hall of Fame, but this is fun and that's fun and teaching is fun and professor's fun and working on this charity's fun and there's just more time in my day and I want to go do all of these things. So I'm surprised just that he wanted to do it at all.
I'm with you. I didn't think he would coach again. I thought that we would keep seeing random pictures of him with his grandkids. Mm-hmm. We'd see him making appearances there, maybe see him do a speaking engagement there. And the fact that he's coming back to coach, that's shocking. The next part of it, and another reason why I definitely didn't want him to coach, if he was going to coach, I would want him to go to an organization that I thought would best suit him. Mm-hmm. I am not saying that Las Vegas doesn't suit him, but you know what it feels like? It feels like, have any of y'all, maybe Bill Belichick, him dating a 24-year-old, you ever had that family member in your family that's older and they got out of that marriage? Like Pete Carroll was married to the Seahawks. He got out of this relationship and now he went to go get with somebody that you just like, she lives in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? She lives in Vegas. Are you sure? Like, you're not going to be able to stay up late at night.
The real question for me, that's a funny take, by the way. That's legitimately funny.
What?
The question for me is, how much power is Pete going to have? Because this is the Pete thing, right?
That's the Pete
when he was
thing.
in New England,
Yeah.
he didn't have the power,
Yeah.
and he basically swore, I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not allowing everybody to go up the back stairway to the GM who's really got the owner's ear. So they just hired a GM, right? And he's the guy that Brady is known forever. Brady now one of the owners.
Yeah.
He's a Michigan teammate of Brady's. He was in New England with Brady and used to run his Wednesday meetings. He was in Tampa after that. Like, you're a little surprised that Pete would go to work with somebody that might have that kind of direct line to one of the owners? That's a little weird.
It is a little weird.
Not Pete.
I think he was able to have a conversation with Tom Brady, and I think automatically there was a trust factor that happened. It was established between those two. I'm sure Pete, like, hey, Tom, I want to come there. If I do, this is how I do things. And I think that Tom has that same mutual respect for Pete to be like, you know what? I know what you can do. Come on, let me go ahead and get Davis and the family out the way. I know they be in the way a lot of times. Let me move them to the side. I got this.
According to Adam Schefter, just in, Pete Carroll and the Raiders now have reached an agreement on a 3-year deal with a 4th-year team option. Sources tell ESPN another veteran legendary coach has returned, and it's a nice-looking picture of Pete. I'll tell you who's the happiest people in Vegas.
Who?
Whatever radio station gets to interview him every single Monday, because that was truly one of the great parts of my career.
Yeah.
Lucky them. Yeah. Pretty darn cool. Well, good for Pete. I'm surprised, and I'm definitely excited or interested to find out what the power structure is truly going to be in that organization.
Now, but let me just say this, Pete, this ain't going to be easy. You came to Seattle. You did your thing. Mm-hmm. You said, I'm going to hire the GM. I'm going to have a lot of control to see what goes on, to establish a culture. I'm going to do all those things. Fam, I love you, Pete. I really do. You going to Las Vegas. You feel me?
Yeah.
Have you got anybody in your life that wins in Vegas? You going to lose somehow. You either going to lose that money. You going to lose at that club.
I got one friend. I do. Like, I actually do.
Is he counting cards?
No. He just went. First of all, he had the worst night ever in Vegas. I mean, ever.
Did he?
5 days later, after telling me he was going to quit drinking, quit gambling, get back together with his ex, calls me 5 days later. I'm moving to Vegas.
Oh, wow.
Moved to Vegas, best move he's ever made. He killed it while he was there, everything. So, look, if Pete, what does Pete do best? The best thing Pete Carroll does is build a culture.
Yeah.
What does Las Vegas, what does that organization need more than anything else? A quarterback. What's the second thing it needs? A culture. Look, if you can do it with the Davis family and all the other kind of weird stuff surrounding that organization, all the more power to you. But Pete Carroll can build culture.
I don't doubt Pete Carroll building culture. This is Las Vegas. This is sunshine from Harlem Nights. Shout out to anybody that has seen Harlem Nights. You know what I'm talking about. They tried to warn him. They warned him about sunshine. They told him, don't mess with sunshine. He went and got with sunshine.
Wow.
And he ended up getting on the side of the bed, and he said, Barbara, it's Richie. I just want to tell you, I ain't never coming home. That's what Las Vegas will do to you.
Well, and there is, I think you you bring up a good point.
I mean, come on now.
Pete is not a disciplinarian.
Oh.
Is that going to be an even bigger problem for him in Las Vegas? I think it's a real question. Here's what I also know. 3 years with Pete Carroll is about right. Pete Carroll for 3 years is about as good a coach you're going to find. Pete Carroll for 10? Yeah, there's probably some question marks. Pete Carroll for 3 years? Maybe 4? Does he have any interest in Geno Smith? Does he have any interest in DK Metcalf? Does he have any interest in any of the guys that were here? Tyler Lockett, the end of his career, to come in and help build some of that culture?
I think 31
Could KJ
teams.
Wright be taking a trip back down to Las Vegas after he was there as a player to maybe be a coach after spending a year on Kyle Shanahan's staff?
Yeah.
I mean, like, Pete starts bringing the boys together, and, you know, the band together has an opportunity to build his kind of culture.
Yeah.
And if he wants the right quarterback for that, and he wants, I mean, I don't think Russell Wilson's going to be that guy, although, by the way, that would be a hysterical end to both of these stories, Pete and Russ finding themselves together in the desert in Las Vegas. But can't you see Pete now looking at some of his guys that he's familiar with and wanting to bring them in for part of the ride?
Yeah, I can see him. I can see him bringing in the guys, Salk, that he's familiar with. You're absolutely right.